Yesterday, I believe, Jake Sullivan announced that the administration backs a bipartisan bill that would lead to the banning of TikTok. Does Jake's views represent the views of the rest of the White House?
So just a couple of things, and I'll get to your comment about the banning, but I do want to say a couple of things at the top. The administration has worked with members of Congress from both parties to pursue a durable legislative solution that would address the threat posed by certain technology services operating in the United States that put at risk Americans' personal information and broader national security. And so what we see is this bill is important. We welcome this step on ongoing efforts to deal with that, to address that, and we appreciate the bipartisan work. I think that's important that this was done in a bipartisan way, and so we look forward to working with Congress. Obviously, we provided technical assistance, as we normally do when pieces of legislations are like this are being put together. But I would have to say, we don't see this as banning these apps. That's not what this is. But by ensuring that their ownership isn't in the hands of those who may do us harm. This is about our national security, obviously, and this is what we're focused on here.
And the president would sign a bill, though. I mean, the bill explicitly gives the administration the authority to ban the apps if those ownership questions aren't resolved, and the president would sign it, right?
So we welcome the bill. We obviously are working with them, and we think
Jake's words were to quickly act, urging Congress to act quickly to send it to the president's desk.
And that's what I was going to say. We welcome it. Obviously, we've been working with them on it, and we would want to see this bill get done so it can get to the president's desk.
Just final question: is the president planning on talking to TikTok influencers on Friday after the State of the Union about his speech?
That's a good question. I don't have anything for you on that on his schedule for tomorrow. Once we do, we certainly will share that.
Friday.
For Friday, pardon me, for Friday. As you know, he's going to be on the road on Friday. I don't have
And
anything.
if he does, you wouldn't see any contradiction between the fact that the president would be using a technology that he's urging Congress to...
Here's the thing, and I've been asked this question multiple times about TikTok and our use of TikTok. As it relates to the campaign, I know the campaign has created a TikTok account. I would let them speak to that. That is their strategy, would let them speak to that. And we've said this before. We are going to try to meet the American people where they are. We are. I mean, we're trying to reach everyone. The president is the president for all Americans, and so that's what we're trying to do there.
Even if it's a dangerous platform.
But it doesn't mean that we're not going to try to figure out how to protect our national security, right? That's what we're doing here. That's what you see in this bipartisan legislation that's being moved forward, that you heard from Jake about, that you're hearing from me about. Doesn't mean that we don't do the work to make sure that we protect Americans, and that's what we're going to do here. Got time.